What's up, everybody? 5869 back again. Another replay analysis. This time we're going to be going over Lina, who doesn't give me an MMR, unfortunately. But she does say, I think I had a pretty good laning stage versus Storm, who had just a null talisman until 6 minutes 30 seconds. I tried to be semi-active around the map whenever Laguna was off cooldown. We had an advantage early versus poor Spectre and shut down Storm, but the game went really poorly afterwards, and I'm not entirely sure what I could have done to make it winnable. The Dagon pickup was to try and have a bit of fun in a game I thought was over. By this point, they had Heart on Spectre and Heart plus 2 crits on Kanka. Alright, so I won't be that critical of the Dagon. No big deal there. Starting items, yeah, not too bad. Tango's Null Talisman. If like you can maybe try to ask your team to give you 2 tangos and then get like an earlier bottle. But right now you could probably no, yeah, I'd for sure back out of that. Alright, so it was looking alright until the Sven showed up. Not too bad. We'll kind of pay attention to the skill build and stuff like that. Opening the shop, gotta get that alright, so here we go. So we know you dominate the lane early on. We're really just watching for the mid game here. Alright, alright. Nothing too bad. Gonna get a kill? No, so close. Actually, let me see how that went. Alright, nice usage of Dragon Slave, doing good. It is high skill, so I think this has to be at least 3.2. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, you've got a bottle. This is exactly what you should be doing. Nice kill, nice kill. You're like already almost level 6. This is actually pretty disgusting. If I was in this game, I would be super sad that my opposing mid is just murdering this hard. There you go, another kill. Doing a fantastic job. This guy's actually only got 10 CS, so he's not having too much fun. Alright, so right there, that's a nice example that I can look after right now. So you've got a rune bottled. Your creep wave is pretty far off, and therefore you know theirs is as well. Why not do this camp, right? Especially this camp. The Satyr Basher camp is like pretty solid. It's easy to get through. If it's Mud Golems, you're probably sad, but if it's Satyrs, you can actually just walk up Dragon Slave, Light Strike Array. Like, these are the little things that improve your CS that really allow you to snowball, and these are the efficiency things in terms of farming that you'll see good players like Arteezy do. You know, like they won't really just wait around mid, right? They'll you know, kill these if they're worried about this, whatever. Like, they'll bottle crow. You should probably just take one for the team and upgrade that, since like you're doing Unreal, but that's no big deal. Look at that. You're dropping the Null Talisman to get more out of your regen. That's fantastic. So like 100% right now, you should just Dragon Slave this out and go into the jungle. Probably could have secured a few more CS with a Dragon Slave there. Not bad, not bad. Still getting aggressive on this guy. I like it. Pressuring him a lot. But let's take a look around the map here. So the Spectre, he's got treads at 7 minutes. Kunkka, he's got pretty much nothing. So it's not looking that scary for you as of yet. This guy's only got a Morbid Mask, so I think it's alright. Still wanting to pressure the Storm. I can understand that for sure, as the Storm's probably going to be a huge issue for both your CM and your Sniper later on. So doing a good job harassing with Dragon Slave. Doing alright. Top lane, you've got a TP. You don't really need to spend it though. Alright, so that's good. You go bottom. Looks like you're ready to kill the Kunkka. Doing good, doing good. You could probably get a double kill here. They should honestly not be getting killed though. Alright, so you only get one. They probably shouldn't have died in the first place because there's like 9 heroes missing off the map. You're still pressuring, doing a good job, good job. Sitting around, gonna TP top. Alright, a little bit late. You probably could have helped save that tower, but that's no big deal. Yule's build. Yeah, that's not bad. It could have gone a couple ways. If you go Yule Scepter, you've got a lot more pressure. Would Bloodstone have been good? You know what? Yule's build is fine. Yule's build is fine, I think. Especially against the Storm, I think Yule's is probably the choice here. Yeah, if you're ahead by that much, yeah, I think Yules is good. It'll really help keep the storm down, stuff like that. All right, let's take a look at that because I have no idea what just happened. All right, so try to watch this maybe a little bit slower here. Speed it up until right before the fight. All right, so this guy pretty much just dodges everything, and he's still all right. Boat's coming in. That's like a 9-man boat. Everybody groups up for that. You probably should have seen that boat coming in and dodged it. Storm Spirit Remnant doing a ton of damage as well. And that's pretty much it. Like, you're dead now. Ravage hit. Your stun hit. And you got no Laguna or anything. So, huge team wipe for them. You guys are getting super, super aggressive in that position. You really didn't have to be there. The offlane tower isn't like that big of a deal. The offlane tier 2. If you really want to pressure somewhere, probably could have gone top. But, you know, that's alright. Just a little bit of a poor decision there. Going back mid. Looks like you want the Spectre. I think after Yules, you definitely want to grab Aghanim Scepter, though. Eggs is like too good to pass up on this hero. Especially with your early 11. I guess kind of early 11, yeah. Which means you'll have an earlier level 16 most likely if you farm as well. Alright, still not doing too bad. You guys should probably be on their end of the map a little more. You have like super aggressive wards in the off lane, yet you guys aren't pressuring it anymore, which is kind of odd. Courier almost dies. Don't bother. Okay, well. Okay. Looks like you're going Blink next. Not bad, not bad. Farming up pretty well. You got some nice farming patterns. So when is this game gonna turn south? So it's not doing too bad right now. The biggest thing is that you guys kind of let off the pressure, right? Like, you guys all just started returning to farming lanes, and that was about it. Like, you have a profit, so you should really be grouping up as 4, looking to pressure a fight, especially when you had like all of these wards right here. You had like massive ward coverage right there. So I mean, go pressure the offlane. It's at like 400. I know I said not to earlier, but since those are where all your wards are, you kind of have to. But pressure the offlane while the Prophet pressures the safe lane. And go for the fights. Like, you guys have the vision game. You have the farm game. Like, the Storm still doesn't really have anything. He's not sure if he wants to get... Looks like he's going for an Orchid, but whatever. So the Storm's going for an Orchid. Still doesn't have it. You have a Yules anyways, so that's great. But you should be grouping up and fighting them, right? Like, they've got a Spectre with not that much, who's not that great at team fighting. They've got a Sven with probably even less. Yeah, so he's got nothing, so he can't team fight. And the Kunk has only got a Battle Fury, so the only way you guys lose a team fight is if you eat, like, another Ghost Ship, Torrent, Double Remnant, Lion Stun, just like a ridiculously bad team fight, which you shouldn't do again, because usually it only takes one, like, lost team fight like that for you to realize that you shouldn't be grouped up. So you guys definitely, you should have taken charge and said, guys, let's group up, Prophet, split push top, and we'll really start to pressure them out. Maybe go through their jungle, start constricting their jungle, since they have like 9 cores and they're really going to need to use that. That's another thing people need to be a little bit more aware of is if the enemy team has 4 cores, you know they can't just farm in 3 lanes. You know they're going to need their jungle or their ancients. So you should really be pressuring them out of those 2 areas as well as the lanes. You've got the global pressure. You guys are ahead, so you really should be doing that. So you guys should be pressuring. You're playing like super scared right now. You should just be probably farming. Looks like you're going to get out Yules Scepter, Blink, pretty good items. They're on your side of the map, and you guys are ahead. You're ahead by a little bit, but you're still ahead, right? So how is it that you're on, or that they're on your side of the map? And you're ahead with heroes that are better at fighting this early on as well. So there you go. You get 2 nice kills, and we'll see what you guys do after this. It looks like you're going for mid. Not really a bad decision, although bottom was pretty much dead. You probably could have just grabbed it. So you're going for mid. Farming, farming, farming. Pretty good. Gonna get mid. And now is when you should really start saying, alright guys, let's constrict their jungle. Let's start buying wards, stuff like that. Yeah, you guys are like so... Okay, alright. I don't know what happened there. I'm gonna go over this again. Alright, so... The CM's like super aggressive despite the fact that she's got like 1 HP total. You probably could turn around on this guy. You got Laguna in 3 seconds. You missed that. You should have used him. That was a huge mistake. You've got Laguna, which you should just spend to like get a kill on somebody. Instead, you missed the stun, and now you're not sure who to target. You've got a Yules, so you should just turn around, Yules this guy. I think if you just Yules the Kunkka here, and you turn around and Laguna the Lion, like, you're set. Your sniper's still alive here as well. I have no idea what's happening, so you don't even need to Laguna this guy. You just need to Laguna somebody. Yules one guy, Laguna the other, and like you guys probably win this fight, like for sure. You're gonna get torrented. You've got Yules to dodge that, and I think you did. I honestly can't tell. Now you've got no mana though, and if you want, you might have a little bit more, but it doesn't matter. That wouldn't give it enough anyways. All right, so you guys actually end up winning that. You probably could have won that without taking as much damage, but you did win it, and that's what matters realistically. So good on you. Your Prophet looks like he's playing pretty well. He's got Blink. Looks like he's going to Orchid next. Definitely gonna have to be good because this Storm Spirit has nothing to deal with it. Alright, so let's continue on here. You should definitely be home right now. Looks like you're gonna farm their jungle. This is actually super sketchy. I can't believe you didn't die there. You probably should have. Yeah, there you go. Alright, so you do die there. That haunt was like super worth it for them. You probably should have just gone home, right? Like there was no reason you should have been there. I get like how good it is farming in their jungle, but that low is like really sketchy, right? Especially when you know they've got haunt. But we'll just go over that real quick because there's probably a couple reasons why you should have not been there. So first of all, you get the kills, you're high on life, you're like, alright, you know, I'm just gonna go farm their jungle, right? Sven is up. This guy's gonna be up in 1 second. There's no Sven bot lane. There's no Sven top lane. And your creeps just died mid, so there's no Sven mid, right? The Sven has to be here. Like, there's no way he's at Ancients. That's, like, awful. There's no way he's at Ancients. So, he has to be here. And does he stun you? What's happening? Yeah, he does. But you also stun him and get away. Alright, so that was huge. The Sven could have hit you there, but instead he used his E for some reason. So you definitely should have been dead even without the haunt. But you should have recognized that, like, obviously the Sven was going to be there. Haunt does end up getting the kill, and that's like 1,000 gold to the Spectre. And that's probably when it starts to dip down a bit. Yeah, look at that net worth that they just got there. So you guys were like 6,000 ahead, and you just lost it again. So there you go. You're probably going to pick it up some more. Doing alright, doing alright. You really need your eggs because, like, you're almost level 16 and you'll be disgusting. You don't need to Laguna this guy, and you don't, so that's fantastic. Doing alright. But why are you guys pressuring Rax, right? Like, I get there's 2 down, but it's only for 30 seconds, and they've got a Kunkka, which is just going to do that to you, right? Like, there's no reason. Like, this tower bot is at, like, 300 HP. This is at, like, 300 HP. They have aggressive wards for some stupid reason, so they have no map vision. Obviously, you can't know that. You have vision of their jungle. You should be top. Prophet should be bottom. There's no reason you should be pushing the issue 25 minutes in to try and get a Rax when you know the respawns are going to be exceptionally low, and they could even have buyback. So even if they weren't like ready to respawn yet, like they could probably buy back. And with a Storm Spirit chase, Storm Spirit Kunkka chase is like really good, right? So something to keep in mind there. And now it looks like you guys are going to be really far behind. It looks like you want to stay, but without an eggs, you definitely can't. Alright, doing good. You should really get out right now. Actually, the Kunkka's bot, it's still safe. You're good. Yeah, there you go. Doing good, doing good. Looks like you've got your eggs and like a little bit more. A little bit more. Should probably ask Sniper for those Ancients because your eggs would be huge. I actually think Shadowblade might have been better than Yield Scepter this game. Alright, so this is the part where you DC. I think Shadowblade might actually have been better just because it really allows you to but then, yeah, I think maybe, I don't know. Yield Scepter's good, but like it hasn't really set up that many kills for you so far, whereas Shadowblade probably would have set up a lot more. You've got to blink. Yeah, there you go. I was about to say, you should probably just blink in. That damage is like absolutely disgusting. Looks like everybody's rattled. Tactical pause, alright. Alright, not sure why you had to blink in there. So, again, you guys are pushing 10 seconds of that Sven. No need for you to be here. Okay, so it looks like you're going for like the Dragon Slave plays. That guy almost died. you have Laguna, don't spend it, even though it probably would have half this guy. Yeah, would have done more than half. So you could have spent Laguna there, most likely, no big deal. Didn't need to blink up there, though, right? Like, there's no reason you have to. I get, like, I don't know, maybe you're trying for a better angle, but if you look at it, you could have just had a good angle if you walked straight up. Like, you could have done the same thing right here that you did right here, except you wouldn't have died. So just something to keep in mind. Like, this guy goes down. Or if you just wait like a couple more seconds for Laguna, and you just like Laguna this guy or Laguna whoever. But yeah, it really would have helped, right? Like, he's going to get away now. You're going to use yourself to dodge some stuff. I don't know if you dodge this boat, honestly. I don't think you do. Yeah, you do for sure. You still take a couple hundred damage. Oh, you don't dodge it. The boat was just awful. Alright, so there you go. You do die. You didn't have to be there. That was like super aggressive of you. And these are kind of the small blunders that start pushing you guys out of the game. But you're doing well. Like, you smoked up, invaded their jungle, but like, you guys are getting, you're getting like goggles on for this Rax. Like, I don't know why you don't just go to another lane now. Like, I guess you just got it, so you know, mid's like the only place. But there's Roshan, there's wards that you could be putting up in their jungle, starving them of their jungle, waiting for an Aegis. Like, there's a reason why in pro play, like, people tend to not grow high ground without an Aegis, right? Especially against the team like this. All they need is time. Like, they'll, even if they farm like trash players, they'll still get that gold over time, and they'll still end up getting to the power creep that they need to get to, right? Like, they're getting there. It's 32 minutes in. You guys have thrown away a lot, and you're still so far ahead, but like, this guy's almost got double crit. He's got like double crit Battle Fury. This guy's almost got heart. I don't know what his items are here. This guy bought Reaver. This guy should be like, have another item, probably like Yasha, maybe, or SNY or something, going in first. Probably not a heart. I don't think heart's the item here. Maybe it is. Probably not, though. Yeah, definitely not a heart. The Sven, he's not doing too bad. He's got BKB Mask of Madness, which as a Sven is really like all you need. Looks like he's going to find the sniper, probably. Let's see how this goes. The sniper is like not even paying attention, and it looks like he's actually going to die because your team was there. Or not, never mind. This is a sick turnaround. And I think that's pretty much it. Like a 3-for-1. And there's not really much else you guys can do at this point. Like, you have to start playing so aggressively. You have to be on their side of the map the whole time. Like, you have to just be cutting creep waves and stuff. Like, but it's hard because you have no ward vision. You have to play safe as well. You use your Yules. What? This guy should... I don't know what happens here. Do you not expect that he's... You could have just Yules him, right? Like, you could have just Yules him, stunned him, Lagooned him. Yules yourself to get that Orchid off, but he's got a ton of damage. He gets stunned up, but like, he's just gonna walk out. And okay, so he does die, but I mean, like, you probably didn't have to die there. And it's pretty much it. You're going for a Bloodstone now, but this is not, like, if you're going to get a Bloodstone, you get it early on, and you just, like, farm, stay on their side of the map, constrict their jungle, steal top lane, their jungle, maybe mid lane, look for a couple pickoffs with your Bloodstone and snowball that way. Bloodstone's not an item that you'd want to get now. Now you're probably looking at something like a Shiva's, give you some armor against the physical damage, give you a little bit more chase, obviously a nice 200 damage nuke, move slow, attack speed slow, all that fun stuff. Something like that for sure. I don't think you can really move into a right click Lina because you have a Yules. But the game's pretty much over at this point. You buy back, but there's not really anything you can do. You're pressuring mid. They're dead for a long time, but again, you guys can't really do anything. Alright, so what you probably could have done here was take Roche, because like right here you should be aware that, actually not even, like right here you should be aware that you guys are all at home. Unless you can go top somehow, like unless you have boots of travel for top, you're not going to get a Rax here. They're up in 30 seconds ish, 40 seconds. And they most likely have buybacks. Like, I know they do. You don't know they do, but you can assume since they're like really far ahead and they've won the last little bit, so they most likely have monies for buybacks. Especially if you've got a buyback, you should assume they do. So you probably should have just gone for a Roshan, because you definitely don't have enough. You don't have a Desolator. You don't have 4 heroes here. Your sniper's bot lane. Like, nobody's really coordinated, so you guys should have just gone for Rosh. You and the Prophet. He should have just TP'd for Rosh. You guys most likely would have been easily able to do it. I don't know what's happening here. This guy's just zipping in. And alright, so you go in their jungle, not a bad idea. Restrict their farm a little bit, but doing alright. I think the big thing here is that the Yules hasn't done much. Like, you got it, but you haven't really used it that much. And there you go. That's a couple deaths. You're not really sure what to do. Laguna is like a really good ability. I think like really what you want to do is Lina, especially with that much of that being ahead that much, is you probably want to do something like Shadow Blade. I think like Treads. Yeah, I don't know about this Yules. You had Treads bottle. You probably should have just gone Shadow Blade into Aghanims and then just like stayed on their side of the map, farmed top lane a lot of the time, had the Prophet stay bot to constrict them that way. Maybe the rest of your team goes through like mid Ancients, your jungle, grab an earlier Roshan, but the Yules doesn't give you that much. Like, I get it, it sets up the Storm, but you can set up a stun easily from Invis as well, right? Like, Invis doesn't break during the casting of Light Strike Array, so you probably should have just gone Shadow Blade. From there, gone into an Aghanim Scepter. You can potentially get a Silver Edge against the Spectre, the Kunkka. I don't even know what else. Not really anybody else. Really just the Spectre. Silver Edge would have been pretty good, but probably wouldn't have gotten a Silver Edge. Probably just go like Shadow Blade, Eggs, and then from there even you can go and do a right-click build as well, which is really good on Lina. It really is, honestly. Like, if you go like Deso Crit or something like that, and you've got Fiery Soul, like you're a machine gun, right? So that's a good option as well that Shadow Blade gives you. It gives you the option to turn into a right click, or just, you know, stay as a caster, get, you know, like a Shiva's or Bloodstone, whatever you want to do. Probably not Bloodstone because you already spent so much, but, you know, it's alright, it's alright. Everything is good. Probably a refresher, yeah, probably like, yeah, probably Shadow Blade, Eggs, refresher. Although you probably wouldn't have the mana. No, you probably would have the mana actually. So probably that's the build, I think. But the game's kind of over now. There's not really much else you can do. You had like aggressive positioning up here. You died a couple times aggressively that you shouldn't have, which is pretty huge. Item build wasn't the worst, but it probably could have been better, right? Like, Yules is pretty good when you're even. But when you're ahead, I think you really want to go Shadow Blade, especially when they've got one support, right? Like, they're not going to have wards up, really. They're not going to have dust up, really. And if they do, this Lion's not going to have an Aghanim Scepter into a Sheep Stick, which is probably what he's going next. But he's not going to have that stuff, right? Or a Blink Dagger. Like, really, if you're playing with a proper player, he's going to go Blink. But he's not going to have a Blink Dagger. So, just, you know, something to keep in mind that I think a Shadow Blade would have absolutely wrecked this team. And probably would have been good. You guys should have spent more time on their side of the map, constricting their jungle. They've got so many cores that they're going to have a tough time distributing farm. So you really have to work on controlling their farm, stuff like that. So hopefully this wasn't too bad. You guys didn't take Roshan, which was weird. You guys were like way ahead. You should have taken Roshan. You probably should have pressured their jungle a lot more. You should have been more careful with where you were moving. Like, you guys were moving mid lane when you didn't have all the towers down yet without an Aegis, which is like one of the most important things. So you should have probably had an Aegis as well if you're going to go high ground. But again, it wasn't that bad. Thanks for sending in the replay. You did do pretty well mid. There were some things you could have done better, like pulling the creep aggro, farming off in the side camps there while you had time, or at least stacking them if you can. But like farming off on the sides. Something else I don't see a lot of people do. I guess you don't really have the heroes to help out to do that much. But if we take a look, like, let's see here. Still no bottle, eh? Alright, you got your bottle now. Let's pay attention. Alright, so Just real quick, because I do think this is like really good, and people don't do it enough in pubs. You've got your bottle. You've got enough mana to nuke down this creep wave with Light Strike Array and Dragon Slave. Just nuke down the creep wave like a little bit earlier on. Actually, did I just jump ahead? I did. Basically, what I'm getting at is try to keep the creep wave nuke down so that like by 40 something it's under tower, and you can jump over here and you can pull the ancients and stack them while you're getting the rune, right? Like it's like 340 something, 344 that you have to leave is like the latest I think you can leave, maybe 346. But you push these out, you go over here, you stack this at 353, and then you're down here by the time it's 4 minutes to grab the rune. So something you could have done as well to maybe give your team a little bit more farm here. But you know, it was a weird game in general with people's item builds and all that fun stuff. This guy is not gonna die, I don't think. Ooh, he might. No, he's not. Alright, so yeah, anyways, you probably could have done something like that. Just a little thing would have helped you. Farming these side camps a little bit more, maybe stacking them if you don't have time to farm them or if you don't want to. But stacking them. Yield Scepter again would have been good if you really hunted down the storm a lot and you were worried about missing your stun, but you didn't really use it that effectively throughout the game, so Shadow Blade would have been better. And probably just do, you know, something a little bit working on the item build there. But you guys got really aggressive. You didn't have to. It's almost as if you guys forgot Roshan was in this game. You let their jungle go. Like, you had aggressive wards. You had so many wards here compared to so many wards here, right? Like, you should have had probably this entire curve warded and just like hanging out down here with a couple of heroes like Furion, something like that. But anyways, could have been worse, could have been better, I'm sure. Just a couple things throughout the game to keep in mind there, and I'm sure you'll get better. You did a fantastic time mid, so hopefully it doesn't sound like I'm just ragging on you, because you did play pretty well. You really dominated that storm, so good on you. Thanks again for sending the replay, and watch out for my other one, guys. I'm going to be doing quite a few of these today, so keep in touch with them. Hey everyone, thanks for checking out the video. Hope you enjoyed it. Feel free to check out some of my other videos. I have my series From Lane to Lane where I just cast some everyday pubs that you guys send me. I also do some more professional pubs like games from Koikva, Miracle, whoever I can get my hands on from Dodobuff. I have a learning series as well, so feel free to check that out. There's some more info in the description as well as some videos linked in the annotations at the end here. Thanks a lot.